Thank you for joining us today on Heresey Motorsport. We are working on Fred, our 1973 Ford flatbed pickup. All right, so we've got our wooden brace set up to help level the door as we start. This simple tool is a lifesaver for keeping the door in place while we work. You can see here I'm holding the passenger door upright. Meanwhile, Doug is drilling a small hole to run the speaker wire through. It's important to plan ahead for wiring when you've got the door off like this. It saves time in the long run. Now that the hole is drilled, Doug is focusing on lining up the hinges with the bolts. At this stage, we are doing a rough fitting. We're not tightening anything down yet. This is just to make sure everything mounts properly before we can move on to fine tuning. We want to make sure the door swings freely, but also make sure the gaps look even.
All right, so we're going to max the price out at, let's say, $8,000.
Yeah,
And
gives us interesting stuff to look at.
yeah, a 73Z, always good.
It's an interesting start.
So you got the louvers, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's got isn't that a factory airfoil on the back
Yeah.
that's mostly there?
It's mostly there.
The bumper is just ready to be taken off.
Yes.
That's a pretty sweet little car.
What would we do to it? I think we would
Take the carburetors off and mount them on the wall, like antlers from a jackalope, and then stuff a Jag V12 in. This thing, I love the ad. The description is, "We'll remove junk off of it after sold."
To buy this junk, we'll remove the junk on it.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to remove the fender. We'd already mounted it loosely earlier, so it's a quick job to get it out of the way. Doing this gives us much better access to those tricky hinge bolts. With the fender off, Doug grabs a long socket extension and makes it a lot easier to reach the hinge bolts on the door. We're adjusting the door up and in, slowly fine-tuning to make sure the gaps between the door and the body are even. Takes a few tries, but you can see the gaps are starting to look much cleaner. The key here is to make small adjustments and check your work as you go. Little by little, we keep getting closer. And the adjustments are smaller. And that's the process for rough fitting and adjusting the passenger side door on a 73 Ford pickup. Next, we will tighten everything down and finish up the wiring.
That's nice, huh?
Couple of Carmen Diaz, or one Carmen Diaz.
65 Corvair.
Oh, it's a Corvair. That's shiny.
That's actually in okay shape.
37 4-speed,
yeah.
140.
Non-turbo, which has got to have the turbo, and those are kind of a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, it's a 140.
Crack, but not bad.
Yeah.
For 1965, that's great.
Yeah. That was one thing. My 66 was just in really solid interior shape. Yeah, so that is the Monza, but it's...
But didn't the Monza have a tach?
No, the Corsa had a tach.
Oh, okay. So
but
yours was a Corsa.
Mine was this actually has 4 carbs. I've seen people take these and go just from the base of the carb. There's an intake bolt-on point, and then put a 4-barrel carburetor.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a 4-into-1.
Kind of like a Volkswagen Bug setup then that way.
Yeah.
These are a treatment. It's there. It just needs some rub it up.
Yeah.
And
This one's actually, and the price is actually really pretty nice for it. Yeah, it just needs some cleanup.
we could do a refurbish in less than 5 years, I'll bet.
Yeah. I actually very much go back to the taillights. So the difference on the taillights on the 65, it's pretty much the only difference on the entire car, aside from a few, like the difference in the door panel sewing, but the main difference is these taillights feel bigger. The inner ring is bigger. So it's the same taillight, but the inner ring is bigger, so the proportion from there to there. And then in 66, they got rid of this, and they made the cone go in a little further so it's smaller. And it just, for whatever reason, just a slight difference in proportion. I always just thought the 65s looked cleaner for some reason. Now that the cab has been freshly painted inside and out, we're ready to install the headliner. We already wired the cab lights and added some sound deadening material to the inside of the roof. This is definitely a two-man job due to the size and delicate nature of the original panel. I'm holding it in place while Doug guides the back edge into the pre-mounted rear trim piece. It's all about being gentle to avoid any cracks or breaks. It was an 80.
There was a real
76.
clean this thing for $2,000.
73. $2,000.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for what it is.
Yeah.
Put it on the road for a little while before we drop the LS into it.
Right.
97 inches.
All right. So now
That rings a bell. What was on that list you sent me?
let's go back. I think it's the C4.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. 90s.
Wow. There we go. And there's C4s all over the place.
Yeah. Now, I have a question. All right.
Yeah.
So now what is the track? Because that's where we're able to get
the wide body.
So
You can justify the wide body.
yeah.
Another tab.
So
59.1 to 60.
60 inches. Suspension dimensions. Here we go. Wheels rear track around 44 millimeters. 56. So it's about 4 inches wider. Plus, if you do any, mild, wider
not bad.
wheels.
Yeah. But what a wheel.
Basically just a slight flare to it.
We can keep the bearing center in the same place and just get
Wider wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That seems like a doable thing. You
Yeah.
get a $1,000 SL and a $1,500 C4 that's got shitty body on it. There was that one that had the damaged fiberglass. Took up. That's not a car.
What am I looking at? That's not a car. 16. Oh, yeah. We were looking at this one before.
Is this the one we were looking at?
Yeah. This thing is just awesome. And I love the wheels.
Question is, do we just chop the rest of the Corvette and do a full chassis swap, or do we try to mount everything up in?
I think we're better off trying to mount everything in because I think the seat position we're going to find is going to be totally different.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but I think that's going to be the case.
I think the dash tack, I think that's what we would run into.
Just got the bottom of the car and cut up the sheet metal where the rear end is.
Yeah.
Make that Corvette rear end.
I mean, seriously, that's $3,000, and you've got two cars that go together.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I think this is the right type of.
We found our nirvana for the next project.
Yeah.
That we're not going to have time to get to until after it's already long gone.
But now we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
With the headliner in position, we loosely fit the side front trim pieces to make sure we've got the right clearances. Doug goes around tightening everything little by little, making sure the headliner stays in place and aligns properly under the trim. After double checking the fit, we go back and secure all the screws. It's not a flawless installation, but it gives us the clean, classic look we were aiming for. A few small imperfections, but overall, a solid result. Today's episode was sponsored by TrackSwag, race-inspired artwork.